Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us, we have a pouch. Oh, no, there's a knife in the pouch, actually. This is the Tepe Designs Kilij, and I have watched this knife go from drawing design to full completion, and I am really stoked to have one. Sean is a super nice guy. I am grateful to call him friend, and he lives locally. And so when the box of his knives arrived so that he could share them with all the various people that ordered one, we met him for lunch, and I picked mine up in person, and that was very cool. He didn't have to do that, and I am, of course, grateful and thankful that he did. You get this really nice zipper pouch with the leather Tepe Designs patch on it, which is very cool. And inside the pouch, you get the koa, which, as you can see, says Kilij M390, carbon fiber and titanium, backspacer titanium, clip titanium, put together by him on the 4th of July and picked up on the 5th of July and signed by him. That is very, very cool. You get a pouch inside the pouch, a little bag with, that's not it, this is it. An extra bearing and some screws and a washer, some extra parts, which is always very, very nice when you get a knife that is of a limited run. And then, of course, there's the, no, yeah, okay. I'm being silly because it's been a silly day. This is the Kilij, and this is a beautiful pocket knife. I love this thing. I have since the day I saw the first drawings. I am lucky enough to own one. There are others available. He did make more than the original order specified. So by about Friday on his website, you will be able to order one of these if you so desire. And there are at least two variants. There is an S35VN model and the M390 model. And I think there is a Damascus version, but don't hold me to that. I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it yet. But I do know there is definitely an S35VN version and an M390 version. This is, well, it's beautiful, is what it is. The carbon fiber, the crushed carbon fiber inlay inside the titanium is without edges. It is pressed in there perfectly. The backspacer and clip are anoded out a beautiful, deep blue. Now, you guys know I prefer my knives to be black and silver and gray, but a pop of color is super nice, and this has just that. It is really pretty. The blade shape is called a trailing point, but for me and for most people that collect knives, this is a Persian style blade. The handle is very comfortable. Right at the right size. It's completely hand filling without being too big. Now, there is jimping here for pushes, but my thumb overshoots that and lands right here on the blade. And the blade is worth talking about. The spine of the blade is crowned, so it is nice and rounded. You get a little bit of an edge as you get towards the tip because he wanted the tip to remain very robust, and it is. It comes to a very slicey edge. It has all that beautiful belly. The way the knife is designed, you can get the end of the blade down before your knuckles, which isn't showing that well there, but it means that if you are using this in the kitchen, for instance, it is a really nice slicer. It is on ceramic bearings. The action is superb when you don't screw it up because your hands are sweaty. Give me a break. I just got done walking the dog. It's inevitable. I like the way the flipper is milled out. As you can see, there is a hole through it, which is just a nice touch. There is a lanyard space back here. Now, I don't lanyard, and this is not obtrusive, though. When the knife is deployed and it is in your hand, because everything is knocked down, there are no sharp edges. Even though it stands out from the back of the knife, it doesn't interfere with the grip. There is jimping on the back spacer. There is some milled out sort of jimping here along the sides, which, believe it or not, when you're holding the knife this way, you can, it doesn't bite or anything, but you can feel it. It does add some grip, which is super nice, particularly on a titanium knife that can be sort of slippery. It does not have an exorbitant amount of screws. As you can see, there's the pivot and then 2 screws. The pivot and then 2 screws. I like that he incorporated the back screw on the lock side with the pocket clip. I think it's a really nice touch. Now, these things do come fairly soaked in oil. I have not taken it apart to clean it yet, and so oil is still sort of escaping out onto the blade. And I mean soaked in oil, but hey, that's okay. Now, this is not an enormous knife. I have his other 2 Tepe design knives. Of course, I have the Hornet 2, and Women Carry Knives has the Hornet 1. And in the scheme of things, it is much closer in size, as you can see, to the Hornet 1. This is an excellently sized EDC knife, as is this. This, of course, is just one of my favorite knives of all time. Sean has a particular aesthetic that he really leans into, and I'm glad that he does, because in a world full of knives that just look like, you know, knives, he manages to bring a ton of style without interfering with the functionality of the knife. And as I have mentioned in my reviews of knives like the VDKs, that is a really fine balance. You can make a knife so interesting looking that it no longer works as well as it should, or you can make a knife that's super plain and works exceptionally well. Meeting in the middle, that takes design skill, and Sean Hassan, Tepe Designs, has that skill, and it makes me super happy. Let's go ahead and put this one away and focus on this. Let's compare it against some knives that you may have seen if you haven't had the opportunity to have his. Here, of course, is the Bug Out, and as you can see, it is considerably larger than the Bug Out. And well, let's do this one. Here it is against the full-size Presidio 2 Benchmade. You can see it's smaller than that, and it is smaller than the Rat 1, but not by much, and you get virtually the same blade length on the Kilij as you do on the Rat 1. You just get a little less handle, but not enough handle, just the right amount of handle. This knife fits my big old meat hooks exceptionally well. It is very comfortable to hold on to. I think that's cool. I'm glad that he did this in such a way that I get to enjoy it, and Women Carry Knives certainly loves it as well. Let's get some basic measurements out of the way so you know what we're looking at here. If we line the blade up, you get 1, 2, 3, a little over 3 3/4 of cutting on 3.5 inches of M390 or S35 VN, depending on the variant that you got. From behind the flipper, you get 1, 2, 3, just at 4 full inches. So 3 3/4 of grip space, which is right to the line for me. If he'd made it just a little smaller, it wouldn't have fit. And for most people, this is going to be more than enough knife to hold on to. The knife overall, from end to end, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just at 8 inches. It is a really nice EDC size. I think it's beautiful. I really do. All right, let's go ahead and weigh it, see what it comes out at. Do you guys care about the weight of a knife, really? Sometimes I wonder. Now, it is milled. I think a little bit. Yeah, there's a little milling on the inside, but not much. I'm guessing it's going to be, well, let's see. 4.6 ounces. For a full-tie knife, that's not bad. It might be a little heavy for you, but it is not heavy for me. Let's go ahead and get some blade stock out of this thing. All right, at its thickest point, right by the pivot, we are 4.1 millimeters of M390 or S35 VN, if that is your choice. 15 millimeters through the handle, which is almost 0.6 of an inch, so a little over a ½ inch, which makes it's a little thick, but it means that it's a really nice handful. No matter how you hold it, you have this sort of swell through the middle that allows this thing to be very hand-filling. I appreciate that. I think he's done a marvelous job. I haven't had a chance to use it too much. I have carried it, and I can tell you that the pocket clip, which is nicely deep carry, not buried deep carry, but more than deep enough into the pocket, has excellent ramp. See, it's very pointy, right? It looks like it. But if you look here, you can see that the ramp is really nice and tall. It has great spring, and it has a ceramic ball right here at the end of the clip. There is more than enough room there for even the thickest of pants. I was wearing 5'11" shorts yesterday, and this thing slipped in and out of pocket super easily. It is a thoughtfully designed, elegantly executed, and beautiful pocket knife. But then, that's what he does. He designs knives that are super interesting to look at, a ton of fun to carry and use, and just great all the way around. I am really, really excited about this. Now, if you are interested in Tepe designs, but don't have one of these, he's got 3 or 4, 5, I don't know, Tucson knives now. I don't have any of them handy. I do have a couple of them in the collection. Should have grabbed those. Sorry about that. So his work is available through Tucson or directly through his own line of knives and the Tepe Designs website. These were all launched via Kickstarter, which tends to be how he starts his own knives. But keep your eyes out. There are some of these available, I believe, and some of these available. I think all of these actually are available on his website. So if you're interested in a Tepe Designs knife, feel free to jump in and check one out. You know, if you're not, maybe you wasted your time watching this video. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been the Tepe Designs Kilij, Kilij. It is a beautiful and interesting pocket knife brought to you by Sean Hassan, and well brought at that. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.